This is Rowena Dooley asking Sol citizens to report for duty.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Citizen, where we talk about what's going on in the community. And this is episode 160, and today's topic is, should you go to CitizenCon? But before we get to the topic, I want to introduce our guest, as co-host, really. But first, our guest, Nighthawk Zale. Tell everybody about you. Introduce yourself, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nighthawk Zale. I've been a Star Citizens backer since October 2013. Man, what can I say? Started streaming Star Citizen content in 2014. For a while, I was working on development for a tabletop game themed around Star Citizen. It was kind of card-based starting out. We're hoping to go miniature-based, but that's been put on hold while I'm in school. I haven't really streamed much since 2017, so I'm just kind of more chatting with the community over Twitter, Spectrum. That's just kind of me these days.
Yeah, so you're back, and when you back again?
Oh, way back in 2013.
2013. So you, like
Yeah.
I wanted to say, you thank you for the subscription. Oh, yeah, Dog gave you the subscription. Thank you, Dog. Yeah. So he's been around for a while, y'all, and he took a little break, but I invited him back because I remember him from 2016 CitizenCon. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. But on to the introduction. Subvegio, how are you doing, man? Tell people about you. Yeah, well, you know, most people know you. You're a Soul Citizen team member, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Subvegio, but y'all can just call me Gio. I used to make content. I don't make any lately, but I love talking about Star Citizen. And hopefully I get back to making some Star Citizen content very soonish. TM. I need to build this computer and get my damn desk. So hopefully it's coming. I'm getting me a standing desk, and we're gonna get the ball back rolling because I miss making content. And I just told these guys earlier, I'm consuming too much content. I need to make my own content. And stay off social media. I need to keep myself busy and keep my nose down. So
you need to keep yourself out of trouble, is what you're saying. That's mostly what it is.
Yeah, man. Too many Instagram traps. Following hot females on there.
Yeah, but I sent you a schedule of future Soul Citizen topics, so hopefully we'll have you back on soon. Dog, thank you for the subscription again. Appreciate it.
See, I be wanting to come on. I just feel useless because I don't play the game. So some of the topics y'all talk about, I'm be sitting there looking crazy because I haven't played the game in 3 years.
So it's a good topic. So today's a good topic for you. So
today's perfect. It fit perfect. So I'm like, yeah, here we go. Let's get it.
Again, and I'm fastcart FC. I have played the game recently. As a matter of fact, I haven't gotten into 319.1 really, but I did download it. And yes, and I've been a backer since 2014 myself. So yeah. Oh, when are you back, Gio?
I want to say 2014, I believe.
It's all you gotta think about it now.
Yeah, cause I was following it. I remember following the project towards 2013, like the tail end of Wingman's Hangar. Then it turned into Around the Verse. But I was just watching from the sideline and watching the progress of the game. Then I decided to buy in around that like March 2014, February 2014-ish. And I didn't even have a computer. I just said, I have to back this game. I was a console peasant. This game looked dope. I said, that's where I'm putting my money to.
Cool. Thank you. And how about you, Nighthawk? What made you decide to back the game?
Oh man, 8 years old, sitting in my dad's lap, constantly stealing his IBM because it was the only computer in the house I could play Wing Commander on. So Chris Roberts says I'm coming back. I'm making another Wing Commander like game. I'm in. And it also helped that he announced the Kickstarter while I was in school for computer animation. So it kind of all fell into place. And I've been following ever since.
A joke I like to make, we'll get to the topic in a bit, but a joke I like to make is how much of your life have you been in back? How long of your life have you been in back for Star Citizen? Like, if you backed the game in 2012 and you were 12 years old, that's half your life. If you backed the game in 2012 and you were 20 years old, that's a third of your life.
If you think about it, there's some of us who can go back to saying, you know, we were there for Wing Commander, we were there for some of the other, and
yeah,
it's less we're backing Star Citizen and more we're backing Chris Roberts and his vision of gaming in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we can get to the starting topic. The first topic is Star Citizen, CitizenCon information. So let me bring that on the screen real quick. So,
hey, shout out to Griffey for being Nostradamus and making this schedule for the show. Like, what was it, a couple weeks ago? And he didn't know anything about this coming out. It just timed up perfectly. That's how cold Griffey is.
Yep. So we got the countdown to CitizenCon 2953 on the screen right now. It's 124 days and some hours and some minutes. But they presented some more information. We'll go through the basic stuff for now, and then you go to the more recent stuff. But it's like after 4 long years, it's back to CitizenCon going to return to live in person. We're going to be at the Los Angeles Convention Center October 21st and 22nd. So that was a new thing that they announced recently. It's an epic 2-day event. It's more than just a convention. It's a pan-galactic celebration of vibrant communities that breathe life into the Star Citizen community. So what do you think that means when they say pan-galactic celebration?
Well, if it's anything like 2016, there's going to be a lot of activity either around the event, or rather the venue, right? So bar citizens, hotel parties, that kind of thing. Because there was a lot of that going on back in 2016 when it was just like a few hours in the evening. I mean, the community turned a few hours in the evening into an entire, what was it, almost 4 days of just nonstop Star Citizen fun.
And I can go back to 2018. It was on a Wednesday that year. So they had Star Citizen from Monday to Thursday, and maybe even Friday. I didn't attend anything on Friday, but Monday night they had a Star Citizen. Tuesday night had a Star Citizen. Wednesday was all day at CitizenCon and at the Austin Convention Center, and then Thursday had 2 or 3 Star Citizens. So yeah, it was an all week event that year. So how about you, Gio?
I think they're gonna build upon what they did. Well, last time I went was 2018. They had like manufacturers there, more immersed into the game. I'm hoping maybe a party on a Concorde or something, make it the 890.
You know,
that's what I'm hoping them celebrations are like. Because like you said, in 2016, I had a lot of fun from the community parties too. Because we were partying in the what was that? What penthouse was that off Entourage at the CitizenCon? Hell, I like that better than their presentation.
What was that? The Test Squadron party?
Yeah, Test Squadron. Yeah. It was definitely Test. Hey man, Test always treat me good every time I come around. I love me some Test, man.
The best squadron.
Yeah, and they had a test. They had a barbecue. It's in Austin or no? In LA, they had like a barbecue at someone's house.
The barbecue.
Oh yeah.
Then the penthouse party.
Party.
Just kept bringing it. I said, "Oh man, these boys lit."
And then in 2018, I believe they had the barbecue at one of the Austin Park, and I forgot the name of the park, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So far, no one's been throwing down harder than Test Squadron. Sorry.
So. Something you got me thinking about with your comment a second ago, Gio. They have been trying to expand more and more, bringing in as many community booths as possible and stuff. And the last couple of years, I've noticed that when it was physicalized, they were also trying to bring in vendors where possible.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if in some way, part of the expansion into a 2-day experience might involve them having actual hardware vendors there. Not necessarily
Intel,
a rehashing of the Star Citizen flight stick, right? I'm not saying that, but could it be possible they might have, like, I don't know, a motion sim manufacturer? Somebody who Nubifier works with, for example, could they be coming in and showing off some of their hardware? Who knows?
Maybe they could make a special deal with the new Apple VR Pro. No, I'm kidding. That's a whole different platform.
Well, a lot of people didn't see in 2018. If you weren't there, I don't know if they really went in on it, but they hired actors and made them seem like they were from like Origin or Drake, and like they'll tell like little secrets and give you cards and say, hey, Drake sucks, blah blah blah. Come to this manufacturer. Like it kind of got you really immersed, and it felt like a way bigger difference than when I went to 2016. So I feel CIG been really hitting their stride, and maybe they're adding more to it this year to make up for the price, because it is 2 days this year.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about price in a moment too, but yeah.
Well, they actually hired coordinators too. Like, it wasn't just like in 2016 when they didn't have like a certain coordinators. They got certain people to amplify it, and they want to cram. From what I heard, they want to cram in as much as possible. So you always want to go more. Like, there's so much stuff to do, you can't do it all. Like, damn, I can't believe that I could only do this in 2 days. I can't. I need more days.
That got me thinking. Wasn't it either the last or the second to last physical CitizenCon where they hired actors to come in and run some of those booths? Yeah, not just coordinators, like actual actors, like playing roles at the booths.
And what was so cool about that
further into the immersion.
They were role playing ad their manufacturer, like UE were role playing the UE soldier, Drake and Mason, and the big name manufacturers are all trying to talk about their product and stuff like that. So I thought that brought some immersion into the event, and people seem to love it. So hopefully they'll bring that back this year.
I would love to see that coming back. Yeah.
And also, I made a mistake, so I had to go back. But we're doing a fundraiser for St. Jude's research. So let me talk about that real quick, then we can come back to CitizenCon real quick. So St. Jude, this is the Soul Citizens Play Live charity fundraiser. St. Jude's Research Hospital. We're currently at $765. If you scan that QR code, you can donate. I also have the link in Twitch that you can the pin link and put, so you can go to that if you prefer. But yes, we're doing it from June 1st until October 22nd, which is CitizenCon weekend. Right on point there. Our goal is $10,000 or more. Which we have milestone incentives. So we passed 500, so we ought to give away the soul gift pack at the top. But at $1,000, we'll be giving away a chairman club package. That'd be a cap, executive polo, messenger bag, journal, keyring. At $2,000, we'll be giving away a UE Navy field jacket and UE Navy cap. At $3,000, we'll be doing a 12-hour live stream featuring gameplay and special guests. At $5,000, we're giving away a Bernie Mercerman, and that is not my Bernie Mercerman, so just letting you know, just a Bernie Mercerman. At $7,500, we'll be giving away an 890 jump. It may be Griffin's 890 jump. I'm gonna volunteer his 890 jump as tribute. And at $10,000, if you make it, we'll be giving away an Endeavor master set. Now, this is just to be clear that the Endeavor is not the base Endeavor, which is $350. This is the $1,000 master set, which includes all the modules. So if you're interested, please click on the link. I'll put it in chat again, but people who are on YouTube can click on it.
So at 100,000, do we get the Legatus package, or how does that work?
Talk to Griffin. You'll go back to
Griffin. Okay, so Griffin's gonna have a Legatus package. Gotcha.
Yeah, the views and opinion of GioGetMoney do not reflect the views and opinion of our show. All right, so back to CitizenCon. So
happy Father's Day to all the awesome dads out there. By the way, too.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Pride Month. And Juneteenth is Monday too tomorrow. So yeah, happy Juneteenth.
Damn it, we crammed in a lot of stuff.
Busy.
It's a busy weekend, So yes, the epic 2 day more than just convention. So buckle up, pilot. You're about to embark on an unforgettable journey beyond imagination. Countdown to CitizenCon starts now. We started like back in December for me, but yeah, sure, you can say that if you want. Information about ticket. They gave us more information this past yesterday, as a matter of fact. But Marky calendar digital ticket will be limited in 2 tiers and limited quantities. His breakdown of what to expect. $29.53 access ticket. Your ticket to both days. Your ticket to both days of CitizenCon also gets you exclusive swag, both physical and digital. In previous years, they gave us a swag bag. Depending on what tier you bought your ticket at, you get a different item. But most of the items do overlap, and you get different colored bag. CitizenCon 2953 premium ticket experience. You get the extremely limited upgrade. It's a limited upgrade. Okay, I forgot to read that part, but it adds VIP perk to your CitizenCon ticket with access to the exclusive after party on Sunday night and more. So if you already bought your ticket and leaving on Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, you may miss out. But both tickets are available in limited quantities, so don't wait too long to get your hand on these coveted tickets. Starting June 28th, early access will open exclusively to concierge and subscribers. The following day, June 29th, general sales open to the public. So, June 28th, you get early access wave schedule. Wave 1, 1600. Wave 2, 8 midnight. And wave 3 at 0800. That's on June 28th and 29th. And then on June 29th, wave 1 at 1600 UTC. Wave 2 midnight UTC. And wave 3 at 800 UTC on 29th to 30th. So now we get to talk about the price. So let me bring this up real quick.
Where'd I put my salt shaker?
Let's
go.
All right, so here we go. So this came out yesterday. Let me resize this a little bit so people can see it. There we go. All right, so it's basically just similar information that we just read on the CitizenCon page, but it had the added benefit of having a post from Xylo right there. CitizenCon 2953 access ticket will be $199, that's US dollars, and while the premium experience ticket will be $299. Both tickets will grant full 2-day access to the convention for both Saturday and Sunday. So I started with Nighthawk on last time, so I'll start with you this time. What do you think about the price?
Okay, so I'm probably gonna sound like a white knight, but last time CIG when it was 2018, I remember everyone got mad they did the convention during the weekdays, because it was cheaper to get in, and people threw a fit about that. So here we are now doing it on the weekend and at LA, at that probably the most expensive state in the United States. So I kind of expected this price, and it's in a 2-day event. So I think the old VIP price was what, 200?
No, the VIP price in 2018 was 130, and the normal price was 87.
Okay, so pretty much.
This is 2 days though.
This is 2 days. We don't know what else they're going to add into it. I feel like it's going to get better from what I've seen. Each convention got better, so there's probably going to be more actors, more things to do. So I'm not too upset about it. I know it's not going to be a popular opinion. I done spent money on a lot of worse stuff, but I guarantee you, once you buy that ticket and you are there having a blast, you ain't going to think about how much you spent on that ticket. And like I said, if you don't want to go, just chill at home, watch the live stream. But I really don't when I go to CitizenCon, I don't even care about the presentation. It's like just the environment and hanging out with all the people and putting face to names.
All the fellow
That's
nerds.
the fun part.
Yeah.
They're hanging out with the other fellow nerds that talk ships. Presentations like that, whatever, but get the inside scoop on what the devs are working on, and sometimes they give you like little insights on stuff. That's what's worth it to me, and talking to the devs. So to each his own.
All right. I'm going to give my thoughts after Nighthawk. Nighthawk, what are your thoughts about the price? price is.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm kind of in the middle with it. I live in Southern California, so I deal with cost of living out here, and it is pretty high. You know, on top of that, being in downtown LA, that makes it exponentially more expensive. There's cost of parking, there's cost of overnight stay, there's food expenses, and all kinds of other things that come along with that for people who are coming from out of state. And I have the utmost respect for them if they want to do it. Myself personally, I can't afford a $200 ticket, right? Like, there's somebody else in Spectrum who pointed it out. They're also a resident of Southern California, and that's equivalent to a one-day pass to Disneyland. So it's I can understand why for a lot of people it would be a hard price to swallow, but at the same time, having been to a CitizenCon myself, and understanding like what Gio was saying, what it means to be in the same space with the people who are making the game you're playing, learning to see from their perspective what it is that's going on. It not only deepens your appreciation for why it's taking so long, it enhances your patience for why it's taking so long. You can't really put a price on that, right? Like that's not the kind of thing you can pay to go to school and learn. That's life experience, and they're freely sharing it with you just because you happen to be in the same space with them and you're passionate about what they're passionate about. So also I want to say, because we're talking prices right now, I am in no way, shape, or form a certified financial advisor. I am not in any way trying to give financial advice.
Do not reflect the opinions of Soul Citizen.
Right? So, you as a free-thinking, independent adult can do whatever you like with your money. And if you choose to go to CitizenCon, I can guarantee you it doesn't matter what the price is. The value of the experience is going to outmatch the price. Point blank.
And just as an aside, not help make a good point, but I do want to say we have an intervention for Gio after the show and Soul Citizen After Dark regarding his ship buy. But yeah, it's his money; he can do what he wants.
Boy, if y'all heard how much money I spend on ships, these tickets, that's why these tickets ain't a damn to me. So, and I'm gonna have more fun with this than I would at the ships I bought.
So they announced the 2-day event on Friday, and I decided to do a PSA for the community around, and I put it in a bunch of Discord. Basically, I'm gonna read what I wrote. To say PSA regarding CitizenCon 2953 ticket prices. This year, the event is a 2-day event. LA prices will be higher versus Austin prices, and includes an exclusive after party and the economy exchange. So expect the ticket prices to go up as well. Now, these are details from 2018. I got it from a forum that just happened to have the information. I couldn't find it on the official site anywhere. But this is from 2018. I'm going to quote it verbatim. So this year, we'll be offering 2 types of tickets. General admission is $87, and premium tickets premium access for $130, including prices include local sales tax. So it was just flat $87 and $130. Premium ticket holders will gain access to seating section closest to the stage, as well as premium registration survey. Floor credit cannot be used to purchase tickets. So that's basically the same thing as this year. You have to use it's like Robot concept ships. You have to use dollars, and you can't use RSI credit. So fast forwarding to yesterday, Dialer posted it about the $199 and $299 ticket. That is higher than what I was expecting. But the thing is, I was expecting for it. I was calculating for 1 day. I was thinking it would be $150. But if you multiply that times 2, $150 for the premium ticket. Sorry, $150 for the premium ticket. You multiply that by 2 is $300. So technically, I'm right, but I wasn't. I'm wrong too. I wasn't thinking about 2 days instead of 1 day. So
yeah, it's the first time they're doing that. So
yeah, I think that's hands down the biggest surprise out of everything they've announced. the
So I
length
mean,
of the event.
if it was 1 day and 150, I don't think people would have too much issue. It's the fact that they're not counting the discounted fact that it's 2 days. I think that's throwing people for the loop and making people saying that they may not come. They probably change their mind later on if they can already made reservations and already made accommodation. But yeah, so $300 for premium. I'm going for premium. Nighthawk,
Premium gang.
you said you're on hold for that at the moment, right?
Yeah, it's a little too steep for me this year, but it's okay, because I may have only physically been to one CitizenCon in the past, but I've been to every single CitizenCon, and I've shared it with the community every time. So there's no salt on my part.
Yeah, so this will be my third CitizenCon. I went in 2016 and 2018. I should have said that earlier, but
Nice.
yeah, in 2016 in LA and 2018 in Austin. I haven't been overseas. I don't want to say yet, but basically yet. And Gio, you went in LA and in Austin too, correct?
Yes, sir. I saw
And
you at all of them.
and Nighthawk, you just went to the 2016 one?
I did, but the thing is, I was there as a volunteer, so I don't know if I can technically
Can you
say I
explain
was
what
there.
what that entails, please?
Oh, do you want to go into that now? Yeah, we can. Sure.
Yeah, this is the information part before we get to the questions and stuff. Yeah, so go ahead.
Sure. So the communication between the volunteers team started in advance of the event to give us enough time to plan out who was going to be working in what teams to cover what areas and aspects of not only preparation but maintenance as the show progressed all the way through to the end, and then recovery after the show. And for myself personally, I was the lead volunteer for the entry point and essentially all queues throughout the event. So for myself, it was coordinating with the event coordinator and my team of volunteers leading up to the event and throughout the day of the event, making sure that everyone was where they needed to be, taking care of all their assigned responsibilities so that the show itself could run as smoothly as is CIG possible.
I appreciate that caveat there that you added. So yeah, this is the thread that they had at the bottom of the CitizenCon web pack, or just the page. CitizenCon 493 volunteer application now open. This is from Chris Wayne Smith from CIG. Hi everyone. The world foremost celebration of Star Citizen community is approaching. We can't wait to meet everyone at CitizenCon in person in Los Angeles. While we can't wait to share more information about the convention, this was posted on June 16th, so that was Thursday. That was before they posted on that on Friday. But we can't wait. We want to shine a spotlight on the outstanding group of amazing individuals without whom our event would not be possible. Our volunteers who spare no effort to support the team and ensure that we have a epic time. This massive variety of roles. There's a massive variety of roles we'll be filling for this year's event, and we're on the lookout for those getting involved. If you would like to be a battle member for this year's CIG volunteer crew, we're interested in hearing from you. Please fill out the application link below, and we'll review it and reach out. A friendly reminder that volunteer spots are limited, so we simply won't be able to accept everyone. If you don't get accepted, please note that it's most likely because we hit the capacity on the application. So if you do want to volunteer early.
Yeah, it's a very popular thing. So I highly recommend, if you want to do it, you should be doing it right now while we're telling you about it, because those slots will fill fast. And there should be a caveat to that as well. If you do choose to volunteer, there are going to be some sacrifices that you have to make because you are an active participating staff member. So while certain community activities might be going on, you might have to miss out on that because you're helping to keep the show running or preparing for the show, wherever in the timeline that may be. But as someone who made those sacrifices, I mean, to be standing next to someone like Brian Chambers during a gameplay presentation, sharing claps, sharing cheers, patting each other on the shoulder when things are going right. Who else can have
Can't
that?
beat that. Yeah, I understand. So
Yeah.
yeah, get those applications in as soon as possible. So brief overview of volunteering. So did you the sacrifice you mentioned, you missed out on some of the presentations because you were out and about and helping out, correct? But you were
Right.
able to then watch the presentation when you got home.
So at the event, I had to miss the first portion of the overall presentation, but I was able to catch the gameplay portion, which I think was something like 20-30 minutes long.
Okay.
And then I had to slip out again just before the presentation ended so I could get an area set up so that then the next portion of the event could get started after the presentation segment had ended. But darn it! I'm sorry. My PTSD struck and I completely lost my train of thought. What were we
Oh,
talking
that's
about?
okay. That's okay. Yeah, you were just saying how I was asking about watching the presentation versus watching from home. Like, how much did you miss and whatnot?
Right. Yeah. So there were conversations like at the Bar Citizen after CitizenCon where people were trying to talk to me. Oh, I can't believe! Did you see this and that and the other? And I'm going, huh? Because I was like outside, piling equipment off to the side, or helping the trucks move around to get ready to bring things out. So there are definitely like there are trade-offs, right? But in the end, anyone who wants to be involved, to the point where you're working side by side with the devs to create this thing, as opposed to just wanting to be an experiencer of it, it's absolutely the best way to do it, short of getting hired by CIG. Like, absolutely the best way.
Thank you for that. So, sorry, Gio, to talk about the community booth and cosplay contest. The community booth, I think we covered some of that earlier in 2018. What are your thoughts about the community booth? So, let me read the thing here. So, represent your org, event group, or sub-community in person at this event. Make your mark on CitizenCon triumphant return. So, you visited community booths in the past, correct?
Man, the only community booth I remember going to
Gosh.
was Test. Yep. When I was hanging out with Montoya. I love Montoya. Who else
Shout
booth
out.
was it? I'm trying to think.
Ultima
I think
Ultima had a great one. They had full cosplay, wearing white, all white. Civilian group.
Sigelian's group, yeah, I remember that one. That was
Mm-hmm.
a great one.
what year was
They had
that?
the uniforms.
Both. 2016 and 2018, as far as I can remember. But yeah.
I don't think we had any community booths back in 2016.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember in 2018. I remember that
Yeah.
one. I don't remember 2016.
Okay.
Are you tricking us,
yeah.
Fastcart?
Say it again.
Are you tricking us?
No, I don't think so. Not on purpose, anyway. But yeah.
And
so yeah.
if you think about
booth,
it, we've had
Go ahead.
Citizen Cons since 2014, and they've only missed what, one, maybe two. So
well, they missed 2020, 2021, and 2022. It wasn't physical.
Okay.
It was all virtual.
But they still had them, right?
Mhm.
So the point is, since 2014, we have enough that it's at this point really easy to start getting them confused.
So yeah, this is from Jake Acapella. The community booth applications are now open. Green Pilot 2950 approaches, basically similar to what the other spread said. So whether you're representing an org, an event group, racing, regional, etc., a sub-community, or role-playing on your own in-universe representation at CitizenCon, we want all backers to have a chance to make their presence felt in official capacity at the event. For information, check out the highlight reel. I should probably show that. Maybe I'll get to that in a moment. We love having them at our last two events. We're bringing them back this year, bigger and better than ever. Booth this year will be 10 square feet in size. I don't know why they use not meters, probably because this is America. America, yeah. Anyway, although this subject is subject to change, booth may vary in size. For the sake of your application, please assume your space is 10 feet by 10 feet. To apply for your own booth and information to the email that's on screen, and include the following required information. So name, contact name, what is your goal? Do you plan on giving anything to attendees? Do you have previous experience running a setup in booth and an expo? Do you have a website? Visual mock-up of your booth or as an image or PDF attached. That's going to be tough for a lot of people because we don't know what it looked like there, unless the people went the previous year. Comprehensive list of items to be brought into the venue as a spreadsheet file attached. Include both the item and the quantity. Please include all information in your initial email to ensure consideration for your booth at CitizenCon. Please note also, each booth space will be provided with a folding table, 2 chairs, access to power, and the booth will need to have at least one person actively throughout the day, with the exception of opening and closing ceremonies. So if opening and closing ceremonies, you're not required to be there. So that means people will probably miss a few presentations, depending on how many people you have. If you have 2 people there, you probably only get to see half of it. So the more people you have representatives like Tess, they probably have, missed very few presentations that day. You have the question about the community booth, the application process, please post them in the thread. So yeah, and you want to get that in as soon as possible too, because their space may be limited, or maybe they may expand space depending on the popularity of it.
So will Soul Citizens have a booth with a shirt that says CWA, Citizens with Attitude?
I don't know about Citizens with Attitude. I love that. We might have to talk about that, Griffin. Griffin, you want to say anything about that? Will Soul Citizens have a booth? He'll let us know in a bit, I hope. But
Fast card would be a good mascot. We could put decals on the fast card with Soul Sizzle with some rims on there. You be the good spokesman for us.
I mean, shoot, I don't know if I can say it. If Soul Citizen is it's there at a booth. I'm hoping it'll be the Player Haters Club. Nighthawk, you don't know about that. It's like people who are cool role playing in the Star Citizen universe wearing pimp outfit basically. So yeah, that's the Player Hater. So I'm hoping that the Player Haters will make an appearance there.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That'd be the best.
You already know you can say. Sorry, I was just making sure, Griffin, because I wasn't sure if it was I wasn't sure. But yeah, so Soul Citizen will have we're applying for the booth, put it that way.
Nice.
Oh well, yo, I gotta find some player hating clothes then. We're gonna be hating on all the orgs.
I think I still got a zoot suit in the closet somewhere.
Hey, yeah, you can stop with us.
I gotta see it now. You gonna have a fast car gonna have like a feather hat, pimp hat on. Like, man, forget your shit, man. You ain't got no brand new merch, man.
Hey, that is my player hater name.
Some dust on him. Like, man, get up out of here.
That is my player hater name. My player hater name is Merchant Man. But yeah, so speaking of that, that's a great segue into the next topic, cosplay contest. Returning to CitizenCon stage live and in person is everyone's favorite event, the cosplay contest. Gather your supplies and prepare to walk the stage in all your glory in hopes of winning epic prize and or CitizenCon infamy. Yeah, that is a thing. So let me bring that up real quick. All right. Okay, so let me show some of the previous screenshots that they have here. This is from previous CitizenCon, 2948 there. Okay, you can't go back frame by frame. You have to click on each one. I think that's also 2948.
They're just
so yeah, some of these, most of these look cool. This is 2948 also. I believe he's a Hurston, a Lawville person.
Yep.
48 again. You got all the people. Oh, that was great. They had a prop, a 75 or 3/4 size Dragonfly Yellow Jacket, and people got to get on and pose for pictures on it. and these are the cosplay people in front of the Yellow Jackets. So I thought that's cool.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
do you
what are
think
they
they'll
going to
do
do this
another
year?
photo booth like that this year?
I think so. I mean, JRDF is in full production. I don't know what he's going to do because in 2016, I forgot what they did. Oh, no, 1 year they had like a Saber Raven, model Saber Raven. I believe that was the overseas. That was in Europe. And I don't know about 2016, but 2018 they had the Dragonfly, and 2019. Okay, no, I'm sorry. 2018 they also had the Kraken too, the model Kraken.
Wasn't their first one in 2017? Because I think they came on the scene right about the same time that I sort of dropped out.
No, 2017.
That was the Saber then, wasn't it?
That was the Saber. Yeah, that was the Saber. Yeah,
that was the big Saber model, and they got that hanging up in the. Is that in the
Up at
German
the studio
office
now,
or
in the
the UK?
I wouldn't be surprised if Jude has confiscated it and put it in the only content by now. So
It's been one of them Europe offices, but yeah,
Yeah.
that was 2017. Then it was the big one that you could actually ride on the model, and then they had the Kraken the same year in 2018. The Kraken.
Yeah, I forgot what they did in 2019. If anyone remember what they did in 2019, please let us know. But yeah. Oh, and this is the final screenshot with all of the contestants. Right there in the bottom, you can see Scullion in the white, and a whole bunch of other people out there. So I believe that year the Baghead won. That was the Baghead won first prize that year.
Man, I don't know how he beat that armor, man, because that armor is legit. I would walk around just in Chicago with this armor, like, man, what's wrong with this dude? That's so dope. I just walk around with it.
People think you're a superhero or something.
hey, you need a suit like that in Chicago. Let me tell you.
So yeah, if you want a chance to win some stuff or get infamy, feel free to cosplay. So yep.
Heck yeah.
And I think
I look forward to the cosplay every year.
So fastcart, are you gonna cosplay a merchantman or what?
No, cosplay merchantman. No, I'll think about it later. But no plans at the moment for cosplay. I typically don't cosplay because, yeah.
Come on,
you
man.
know how hot it might get? And plus, you might be out in the sun. This is going to be LA in October. So I remember in 2016, it was a hot day in LA that year.
So what if instead of you dressing up, you dress up your cart like a merchantman?
Or better yet, an M50 because it's already red. Boom.
Hey, and you know what?
That might work.
You would have steal the show, bro. And that bad boy's fast? Shit.
I don't know if you... Gio, did you go with us to lunch the day after CitizenCon when fastcart beat all of the cars to the restaurant by like 15 minutes? And he just went straight down the sidewalk.
Damn!
No joke, man.
I almost beat them there, but I wanted to check the address to make sure I had it right. So I took Paul to look at my phone to make sure I had the address right, and they were saying, "Fastcart, you were ahead of us most of the way," and we were like watching you go past us.
That's
crazy. Don't call me Fastcart for nothing, baby.
We thought we passed you for the longest time, and we're like 3/4 of the way there, and we're like, "Oh, there, what?"
See?
How do you... Yeah, no, it's crazy.
That boy got some LTI on it too. I'm already knowing, so he good.
Oh, and this was coming from the CIG studio tour. So yeah, that's where that was.
That's right.
That was fun. Oh yeah, that's something we could talk about. I don't have this topic on the question thing, but yeah, CIG does do CIG tours, but typically during CitizenCon they're always busy. So they may or may not have it this year. So I wouldn't count on it. If they do, it'll be a surprise or a cherry on top. But they do sometimes do studio tours, but mostly it happens during non-events, like when there's no game time, no CitizenCon, stuff like that. But we shall see it. All right. So that is that for the CitizenCon page. We talk about the price and everything. 124 days to go. All right, so we got some topics on the spreadsheet. I know we went longer on the information than we intended, but most of the questions are pretty quick, so we probably knocked them out. Some of them we already answered. Like question number 1 is, how many CitizenCons have you attended and when? So let's start with Nighthawk Zale.
So the only one that I've attended physically was in 2016. But outside of that, I've been to every single one digitally. I never missed the stream. Yeah.
So, well, I can't really count 2013 or 2012. They never had one because I was a Kickstarter. But 2013, yeah, it was small. But I think it probably did it digitally because Soul Citizen, when it first started in 2020, we covered all the CitizenCon. So that we did cover the 2013 one. That was pretty small, but yeah.
Yeah. Those
How about you?
were super tiny.
Gio?
3 for me so far.
Dang.
Well, no, two. I'm sorry, and this is gonna be my third. My fault.
Oh, right. So 2016, 2018. So 2016 LA, 2018 Austin, and this coming in LA.
Yep.
Okay, same for me for my answer. 2016 LA, 2018 Austin, and 2023 in LA coming up.
Which one did you like more, fastcart?
That's what I probably want. Okay, we can cover that now. 2018.
That's on the list. My fault.
Yeah, 2018.
2018. Okay.
Yeah. Because it was more immersive, like we talked about. They had the presentation, running presentations all day as opposed to like just a 2-hour thing. It was an all-day thing. I want to say I left around 2 a.m. They had to kick us out. I was one of the last people out.
I must have been with you because I was walking with like Sandy and Todd Pappy and everything. I'm like, bro, I'm walking with the crew. We getting kicked out.
Yeah, they kicked us out.
Baby.
Yeah, it was like that. The only thing they didn't do was said, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here. That's the only thing they didn't say.
These drunk nerds out of here.
So yeah, 2018 definitely. So question number 2, I'll start with Gio for this one. What is your favorite CitizenCon moment outside of a presentation? Not a presentation, but what is your favorite CitizenCon moment?
Does it count outside the event, or does it have to be in the event?
Not a presentation. Not a presentation.
Okay,
so it can be an event.
Okay, so mine will be the test party of 2016 and that penthouse party that was from the Entourage show. That shit was lit. I felt like a damn movie star. Tess knows how to party. That's all I gotta say, boy. That I had more fun than the devs come out and hang out with us. That's when I found out that that Squadron 42 is gonna be more like Mass Effect. Because when did they show the Moro tour or whatever?
That was 2014. That's coming up also. Yeah. Hold on. Let me make sure I got the date right on that one because I have it on the sheet.
Because when he told me
2015.
15.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the one that was more polished. That we saw.
The vertical slice. Yeah.
The vertical slice. When was that? I should say, not the Moro tour.
Moro tour 2015. Vertical slice. I don't have that listed, but I want
that had to be 2016 or 2016 or 2017.
2016 was the year of disappointment. Remember?
That was Planet Tech V2.
Yeah, Planet Tech. Yeah,
with the sandworm.
Okay, so 2016 is when I went. So I knew about that at the beginning at CitizenCon about the whole little tour and everything. I knew about all that stuff already. Just talking to the devs. So that's another thing. You go there, get your questions answered by the devs. It makes
especially
it worth
if you buy them drinks and you get a few drinks in them. Yeah. They'd always take free drinks. Okay, so Nat Howzell, how about you? What is your favorite moment outside of a presentation, CitizenCon moment?
Man, that would be the Bar Citizen the same night after CitizenCon had ended. And it wasn't even inside the bar. Like, Gio, I don't know if you remember, there was like a bunch of us with like Sniffle Wizard and Noobifier at one point. All of us just hanging out on the sidewalk right there outside the front door of the bar.
It was lit.
Just chilling.
CIG, of
that
course,
was great.
underestimated. They underestimated how many people were going to show up to the Bar Citizen, so it was over capacity.
You remember?
Yeah, you had 2 of them.
There were some of us had to go across the street to the bar,
Yeah.
directly across the street, because there wasn't enough room. It was crazy, but it was like being able to just stand around and share, what we had just gone through, everything that we're excited about, that we've seen, that we've been playing, that we're looking forward to playing, interacting with other content creators who are at the same level with you, talking shop and trying to come up with new ideas and collaborations. And it was something else. It was really, really nice.
Yeah.
That's
I think Aaron Roberts was just sitting there, just whatever you asked him, he was just going off. He was drunk as hell, just giving you all the answers, because they didn't have to worry about people crying on Spectrum like, oh, this you said that. You could just pop off, ask questions, and it's fun. It just makes watching the game fun again.
Much more informal.
There was, you saying that, and I just remember it clicked a memory in my head. I think it was the second Bar Citizen of the week leading up to CitizenCon, and that was at a bar that was 2 or 3 blocks down the street from where they currently are in Santa Monica. And at one point, Steve Bender had just enough drinks that he didn't want to watch his bag anymore. So he basically left me with his bag for the rest of the night, and I kept having to check in with him. Hey, you good? You don't need your bag?
Babysit.
No, nothing like that. But it was great, because every time I would check in with him, there was some little thing that he would share with me. Oh yeah, man, we were doing this thing in animation the other day, and we never tried this before. And it's just listening to him talk about it. And like I said, I found the project while I was studying computer animation. So just not even having to pick their brain, but just it's just spilling out they want to share with you. That's
okay.
So good. So good.
So I'm going to be real quick in my answer, because I think we're all running a little bit behind. So my favorite moment outside of a presentation, there's so many moments, and a lot of them, and all of them involve the community. And so if I had to pick one right now, right off the top of my head, it would be probably 2016, the barbecue at one of the tech squadrons.
Happy to be here.
Oh, well, thank you for the follow. 2016, the tech barbecue. It happened to be every year, almost every year. CitizenCon is around my birthday on October 8th. So at the barbecue at Tech Squadron, they sang happy birthday for me, and I thought that was neat. So I was touched by that. So that's one of my favorite moments at CitizenCon outside of a presentation.
I think that's when I first met Griffey in person too.
Yeah, you were there. I know. Montoya made a video about that, so check that out on YouTube.
Yeah, I met you the night before in person, and I met Griffey at that barbecue in person. And then I found out he was from Chicago. I'm like, what? Small world.
Yeah, a whole bunch of y'all in Chicago. It's like every month there's someone new from Chicago. Griffin and
Uptown, baby.
And you are finding, but yeah. So
we still have to do an in-person Soul Citizens, by the way, too, Griffin, when you see this. We need to set that up, man.
That's what the whole player hated. That's what the whole booth's going to be about, man.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a live player hater. I'm hating on all the orgs. I'm letting y'all know right now. I'm coming in hating.
All right. So question number 3 is, what, if anything, it doesn't have to be anything, do you loathe about CitizenCon, and why? Let's start with Nighthawk for this one. What do you loathe about CitizenCon?
So it's a weird one, because what I dislike about CitizenCon is the rotation, and how it's never always physically possible for me to go. But that's less a complaint about CitizenCon and more a complaint about the current state of technology and where the hell is my teleporter? Come on already.
So I think we need to clarify for people, because typically, so what they do, what CIG does is they alternate continents for CitizenCon. They typically do North America 1 year and Europe either Manchester or Frankfurt or someplace else in Europe the next year. But because we haven't had a CitizenCon in 4 years now, the last one was in Manchester, I want to say. So that's what you talk about. It's like we can't. Some of us can't afford to go overseas. We have to wait until it's closer to us.
Well,
Right?
it's also they have 2 locations here in the States, so it's either LA or Austin, and those rotate. So when it's a continental year for the northern US, it's one of those 2. It's
And
never the same one.
it alternates in Europe too,
Yep.
between Manchester and Frankfurt. But yeah.
Yeah.
How about
So-
you, Gio? What do you loathe about CitizenCon and why, if anything?
So when I went to 2018, I realized they would have 2 different presentations going on at once, and I do not like that. Like even when I go to music festivals, when it'll be like one artist you want to see while the other one's performing on the other stage, it's like, oh, you gotta sit there and pick.
And you know what?
I hate that.
That is a good point for having a 2-day event as opposed to 1 day, because that's probably why they did it in 2018 in Austin, because they wanted to have everything in 1 day, but they have more presentations than time would allow. But having it 2 days, you can have one presentation and not miss anything.
Well, I'm gonna give you my theory on why I think that is why there's 2 days, but I don't want to. I think we got that question coming up, so
No, go ahead.
no, I'm gonna wait till we get to that question. It's cool.
No,
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that though. It might be, but I don't think it's that.
I'm looking at the question. I don't know which question you're referring to. So go ahead.
What do you expect?
We talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think 1 day is going to be for the persistent universe, and 1 day is going to be for Squadron 42 by itself. That's my guess.
That is what I'm hoping for.
You're talking about your expectations. Okay, you're talking about that question. Okay.
Then you make me ruin the fast card. You tricked me with your Jedi mind tricks.
My bad. I'm
you're
trying
smooth
to tell
talking.
you what you're talking about. Yeah, so
He's
that's
a
my
smooth
bad.
operator like that, people. You got to watch out for fast card. He'll talk you out your pants.
All right. So what, if anything, do I learn about the CitizenCon? Getting sick afterwards, catching conflict, Concord, pack plague, what have you. In 2016. Flying back, I started feeling ill. Make sure you wash. This is the question here, but make sure you wash your hands. And I'm going to be wearing a mask, but that's a question for above. But getting sick after CitizenCon, that's what I learned about CitizenCon. All right, so this is a question number 4. We'll be covering some videos for this one. So, what is your favorite moment from a CitizenCon presentation? We just talk about the moment outside of presentation. So, do you have a favorite commercial clip or that you can reference? So, I'm going to go with Nighthawk Jail first. You want to tell us about your pick?
Yeah, I mean, I briefly mentioned it earlier, but I was able to catch live during the presentation the Planet Tech V2 gameplay presentation, and I had the bonus pleasure of standing shoulder to shoulder with Brian Chambers during that, and there were several other devs around us too. So it was like a full lineup of people who had been working diligently on this presentation for a very long time, and being able to share the pride and elation that they were feeling in the moments where we as the fan and consumer base were just eating up what they were showing us. It was absolutely priceless for me, right? Because it motivated me to land myself on the path I'm on now, which is studying game design. And in particular, the clip that I picked for you to share, it's kind of subtle, and you might have to turn it up a little bit, but during the presentation, you can hear the crowd cheering a few different times. And at this particular moment, I don't know why he felt like doing it, but Brian Chambers was clapping because the crowd was clapping, and then he just turned over and pat me on the shoulder like I was part of the team, like I had done something. I'm like, yeah, like it just stuck. So that this is what it was.
All right. So yes, I had to edit this down because it was a half-hour presentation, so I tried to get it down to less than 6 minutes. So I'm going to go full screen on this one, and we can talk about it afterwards. So here we go.
Enjoy.
So that's sort of the missions that sort of have these scripted blocks that sort of can procedurally sort of connect to each other and have maybe different situations or outcomes depending on what's happening. And that's something that Todd Pappy, who's not here today, who's our design director, and Tony are very big on, and I think it's going to be really cool. So having said that, we are going to go to the demo. I don't think, let me see if there's a screen here or not.
Oh, I think this is a...
What's the next screen? Let's go down. Let's go down, and we will start the demo. This is all 100% live in the engine.
Fast car to the fast fail.
Let's go.
That's okay. I mean, you could hear the crowd cheering, which is the significant thing.
Yeah, this is the max volume. I tried to I didn't change the volume as far as I know.
Ooh. Yeah, man, they go hard, man. Yeah, we just take this tech for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So yeah, so I had to cut and paste in different places. So you right here, listen.
They missed it. Yeah. He actually says, hello, CitizenCon, but you guys are all laughing when you saw the guy. Yeah, and if you see up there, that's the space station.
That's why we were laughing.
And if you look closer, you can actually see the rings slowly rotate. But that is the space station
this was
we
it.
flew past on the way down.
This was it.
And that's
where
kind
he
of what
like
the sort of tech and the 64
turns and pats me on the shoulder.
For positional scale gives you. You know, we just can have this dynamic range of scale that I don't think any other game has. So all this up close detail at this level, at as high quality first person as you see in any other game, but on a global or a planetary or even star system scale. Right. So Orpheus, Horizon, Black Box. So we've now, between the two pods, triangulated to where the Black Box of the Orpheus Horizon is, which is the crashed spaceship. And hopefully we'll find him. We'll just pop off here. Still about 200 meters away. And,
Now, just give people feedback. This is 2016 CitizenCon, so we didn't really have Hurston, we didn't have Orson. Oh, yeah, we didn't have Orson back then. So this is like before 3.0, I believe, also. So this is all future stuff that he planned to give us, and most of this had been delivered so far. Do you agree with that, Jalen, Gio?
Yeah. Definitely agree. This was like just the beginning of it. I don't think what else? Hurston and all that stuff wasn't there yet, right?
Right.
Man,
2016.
they didn't even have spline jumping at this point. You remember we would have to jump from the space station if we wanted to go to
okay, let's,
I forgot there was
Grim
a
Hex?
sandstorm in this video. Holy cow.
oh yeah.
So, yeah,
I totally forgot that.
They're trying to get out of the sandstorm. I had to fast forward, but yeah, this is almost the end.
Oh, I can't wait till they implement that. That's going to play a huge factor. Everyone just flying around, hovering. You actually got to use land vehicles to get through that.
And this is on Layer 3, so don't expect sandworms everywhere, folks. This is only on Layer 3.
how did it? Okay, that's the first time it's ever done that. get to see the pull-out twice.
I remember that moment. You saw where they had the command line pop up. Chris got a little upset because no, too soon.
Too soon. Come on, guys. Too soon, San Juan.
No. It was hilarious. He was because Chris is a stickler for getting this stuff right. You know, it comes from his film background.
Oh, we know.
And like, I don't know if it's in the presentation they have on YouTube or not, but because they missed that last cue, he turned to the crowd afterwards and he's like, "You guys want to see it again? Let's do it again."
Mm-hmm.
just so they could hit that one cue.
That does happen in CitizenCon quite a few times, especially when they show a trailer, like the Polaris trailer. I think they showed not the Polaris, the Pioneer trailer. They showed twice because it was such a great trailer, and I mean, so this is basically what he's saying now is that's the V2 planetary tech presentation, basically.
Tech. So this was in tech they had in 2016 that Starfield cannot implement in 2023. Is that what I'm getting from this?
Why you gotta so shade? Why you gotta? We're not about that, Gio. We're not about
I'm just saying, man. You know, I've been seeing the debate all week. I'm just saying, big AAA studio being lazy and Star Citizen always catches the work from.
Be that as it may, this is about Nighthawk's Dale pick.
I'm just saying. I'm praising Nighthawk's pick. That's all I'm saying, man. Showing off that tech that we was doing in 2016. You know.
All right. So thank you for that pick on Nighthawk. That was pretty cool.
My pleasure.
All right. So Gio, how about you? We'll talk about your pick.
My pick is not going to be as epic as Zale's, but went pretty viral for it.
Okay, so let's watch it first, and then we'll discuss it. So I made it 2.5 minutes, so people can get the context of the clip. So it's like a minute of pre-stuff, then the actual thing. So here we go.
Can I convince you to spill anything about what we're seeing this year?
I can't spill anything. I mean, you should leave that to Chris Roberts, and I think we're going to see the next evolution of Star Citizen tonight. They've got a demo that is pretty incredible. I've seen it when it was incredibly broken, and it was pretty incredible. So just getting better.
I saw it when we were doing the calibrations, and it was pretty amazing. So Ben, we're going to let you go. We're going to throw it back to another video. I don't know what we got up next, but Thomas Hennessy in the control room. Let's take it away.
You know what we should do? We need to thank the backers because we haven't mentioned them yet, and they have just been incredible. There's just so much energy here that I wish we could get across. Just walking outside and having people come up to you and shake your hand and
absolutely
tell you how excited they are.
The last two nights of fan meetups, last night at 33 Taps right across the street, and then the night before that in the Arsenal Law, it is absolutely overwhelming. But with that, we're going to throw it to the next video, and then we'll come on right back. So guys. Yep.
Do 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 do. That's not in the video. That's me actually saying that.
Hey guys, sorry about that. It's
This
a little
was great
trouble
picture.
hearing in here because it is packed. It is getting loud. It's getting crazy. The party continues. The house is packed. We're going to be starting soon. But before, I want to introduce you to a couple guys who you probably already recognize. So first off, who are you?
Hey, I'm Ben Usmarin. I'm from Dallas.
By the way, we made it on PewDiePie Fields.
from Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, we got
Awesome. And if you guys been in town did you guys fly in yesterday or when did you guys get here?
A long time for TwitchCon and stayed through here.
Okay. And you?
I've been here since Thursday.
Okay. Awesome. And so I got a question for you guys. What does the Star Citizen community mean to you guys?
It's a family
a lot
of
less
really,
facial
really
hair back
talented
then.
individuals who all get along so well. Just the passion and support that these guys have. You know, after seeing and hanging out with these guys, these are the most lovable group of guys you could be around. They're so supportive and so awesome, and I just love that about this community.
Awesome. Well, I'm happy to have you guys here. I hope you guys enjoy the show. So let's go ahead and kick things to another video. We'll see you guys soon.
I'm going to mute that and let it go on repeat. So, yeah, Gio, you were saying Twitch failed?
Yeah, PewDiePie had us on the Twitch fail, and then people start hitting me up from school I used to go to school with, like, hey, man, I see you on PewDiePie Twitch, fam. I'm like, oh, shit, I done made it big now. It was like, he's got like 18 million views. I'm like, damn, man. Thank God TikTok wasn't around back then because it probably would even flew even further. But I want to reenact that with Baron and Xylo if we can. I think that'd be hilarious if we could work that in there somehow.
With the half minute 30-second silent too.
Oh, dude. And then just, at the end of it, just like, got your ass. You thought we failed. I think that'd be hilarious.
So yeah, this was back in 2016, and Gio gave me the wrong year for the first time. So it took me a while to find this. Thank you for that very much, Gio.
I'm old, fast car. I told you, I'm old.
So this is 2016, and as you can see that Ben made an audible. Oh, thank you, cool shirt. So Ben made an audible. He wanted to go longer than they were anticipating. So they had a miscommunication out there. I'm not blaming Ben. That's just how it goes at doing a live event. So that's probably part of why they had a miscommunication right there. But yeah, that was a funny pick.
Yeah, I feel bad because I dragged Baron in it. Xylo was originally just interviewing me. And I'm like, man, Baron, come on in with me. He was like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, bring your ass in here. So he probably wouldn't even have been in that fail if I ain't bring him in there. So I'm sorry, Baron. I never apologized, but I bragged you in it.
Who was there? 7 years later, he apologized.
And, better late than never,
Better late than never. And I found it interesting. You both picked moment from 2016. Yeah, so 2016 CitizenCon. I have a couple of moments in 2016 CitizenCon too, because I also got interviewed by Xylo. But yeah, that's not going to be my pick. So yeah, anything else you want to say about this, Joe? Before I go to mine.
Nope, I just want to remake it, and hopefully I can do something cringe and fail this year too. That'd be hilarious. But I'm down.
Gio, make sure you wear the same outfit because people will get confused.
I gotta see if my fat ass can fit it first. I done picked up some pounds since then. 2016 to 2023 now.
All right, so people can see already what the title is, but yeah, so 2951 Ship Talk. We can talk over this because there's no audio, so I'm just gonna hit play. I'm not gonna go full screen, but the band immersion in 2951, the presentation they did. This is all virtual. There wasn't any physical one. But yeah, this is all basically the animatics and the pictures of the Benny Mercer. It's featuring John Crew, Ben, and Paul Jones talking about it. So I've been looking for the Benny Mercer for all this time, and it was great to finally get more information. I was happy to hear that it was in production or going into production. Now I'm disappointed that it's not in production anymore. I bet that's a whole different tale. But in 2951, I was very happy. We were watching in Discord on Soul Citizen. And as soon as the Benny Merchman words came up, I said, okay, folks, I'm going to check out and watch this on my own. See y'all. So I watched it on my own, not listening to anybody else. So they're probably saying stuff to me, but I wasn't hearing them. But yeah. So that's my moment for one of my favorite CitizenCon presentation.
Fastcart, he needed some lonely time with that. He said, "Hold on, y'all, I'll be right back."
You're not wrong.
Real quiet shit time, boy.
Yeah, and people who know me, I got the measurement behind me that starts my other for me, and I appreciate that. So yeah, people know between the measurement and Endeavor, the measurement is my number one favorite, but Endeavor is close behind that. But yeah, so that's my favorite moment. Presentation wise,
I think the Endeavor is going to be like one of the last ships to get made because there's so much things going on with that. It's just too much. It's like the master of all type thing.
It's like a starship dragging a space station. It's ridiculous complicated, and then to have so many different configurable formations. I don't even know if I'm saying the right thing.
I think even got farming on, so they gotta get the farming gameplay.
The biodome, yeah.
They got the hospital,
science hospital. They gotta get all that gameplay down.
Bro, and you think about the hospital
module though, but we're getting off track here. But yeah, CitizenCon. But I just want to say, here's Divine Shadow. Too bad FC is giving away his measurement to us. No, don't be putting that out there. No, I'm not giving away my measurement. No.
Are you gonna at least sign it when you give it away? Are you gonna sign it?
I'm not giving away my measurement. Anyway, question number 5. Will you get a regular or premium ticket? We covered that already. I'm getting a premium ticket. Gio is getting a premium ticket. And
premium game.
And
I'm getting the free pass.
The free pass.
Yeah.
Are you volunteering this year or?
No, I'm not going to volunteer. I'm just going to be watching it online. But
okay.
Athogen's flying out from Australia, so we're going to be trying to hit up every single possible community event around CitizenCon.
Okay, so at least I'll probably get to see you then. That's cool then.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be there, just not inside the convention center.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So question number 6. How many people do you think will be at the event this year? For reference, in 2016, this is my memory, so if I'm incorrect, my apology. In 2016, there were around 750 people. In 2018, there were 1,750 people. So in 2023, in 2016, that was LA. 2018, that was Austin. In 2023, in LA, how many people do you think will be at the event? This is will be at the LA Convention Center, and they're charging $300 for premium and $200 for normal tickets. So how many people do you think will show up?
So in 2016, the venue that they used was a really old
Avalon.
Hollywood theater, the Avalon. That's it's a historical site, right? But I think it had a max capacity of like 900 people. This time we're talking about the LA Convention Center, which is in and of itself a massive complex. I don't expect the CitizenCon is going to be large enough to take over the entire convention. They're probably only going to take one hall.
Yeah, I know. I think it'll be 2 halls, in my opinion. But I think that's like this is going by memory. I think there's like 5 halls, and I think we'll be taking A and B. Yeah.
I'm just trying to look at it conservatively. So, like, if they even just have the one hall, the convention grounds itself has a capacity that outmatches, I think, even the Austin Convention Center. So the potential for how many people can show up is, I think, the best it's ever been for any CitizenCon. But I think that's kind of counterbalanced by the current state of the economy and everybody's individual situation. So for me personally, I can't really get a proper sense of how many would show up. I would assume it would be somewhere in the 2,000, 2,500 range easily, because it's, again, bigger than ever before. A lot of people, I'm sure, are going to be motivated by the curiosity of what can they possibly provide us over 2 days, which they've never done before. So I want to say conservatively at most 2,500, but it's a blind guess.
Okay. All right. How about you, Gio?
I'm guessing probably 2,500. I heard this place is right next to like the crypto arena in LA.
Oh yeah.
So this
right
is a pretty big convention center. So I'm gonna say about 2,500.
And I think I saw 2,500 in chat. So let me scroll up real quick. People are guessing 2,500, 3,000. So yeah, I mean, I was going to be conservative and say 2,000, but now you guys got me rethinking my answer. 2,500 sounds more reasonable than 2,000. But
well, just again,
go ahead.
You got to think. You think fastcart? We haven't had an in-person CitizenCon for 3 years. So how many new citizens jumped in the bandwagon since then? And then all the old people who probably want to come and missed out that they didn't go on ones before. So I think these tickets are going to sell out pretty quick, if you ask me.
Man, that's a really good point. That's a really good point.
That a lot of people say that. So, and that's the other thing. Well, I think that's a future question. Like, the 6 wave total. 3 on the first day, 3 on the second day. Typically, in the past, the first wave went by in seconds, like an Idris sale or a Javelin sale. They go by fast. The second sale is a little bit slow. I want to say like maybe 5 minutes before they sell out. And sometimes on a third sale, that can go on for like maybe an hour. But it depends on the amount of availability and this year the price. So I think people will be taking a hesitation because of the price. But I'm still expecting wave 1 to sell out within seconds, and wave 2 be probably the same way again, 5 minutes. I don't know about that third wave though, but hopefully everyone who wants to take it will be able to get one.
Not wanting to throw any shade, but at least concerning wave 1, it has happened in the past where demand on the site has been so high it's actually crashed the site.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they're foreseeing that this year and that they've got some kind of backup plan in place so that they can recover even quicker than in the past if they have to recover at all. But hopefully nobody suffers from that.
The RSI site not holding up the citizens' needs? No way.
Yeah, that never happens, right?
Yeah. No way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, bro. The CitizenCon ticket will be more popular than the Idris or Javelin, but so they will have more traffic. Hopefully, they'll be able to sustain it and not go down. But we shall see in 2 weeks when it goes up. So yeah, I'll be hitting the F5 game. F5. People, I'm getting off topic here. So let me go to the next question. All right. So
sorry for bringing it up.
No. That's a good point. Question number 7. Which CitizenCon location is your favorite and why? So we covered this a bit previously, but I'm just going to go through the list of previous CitizenCon. 2013 was in Austin. 2014 was in Los Angeles. So they did North America twice and back that time. But 2013 and 2014 they were early on, so that's probably why. Then they made studios overseas. So in 2015 it was in Manchester, and 2016 it came back to Los Angeles. In 2017, it was Frankfurt. In 2018, it was Austin. In 2019, that was a weird year in 2019. It was in Manchester, but it was Thanksgiving in America. It was in November in 2019. In 2020, it was canceled. 2021, it was virtual. In 2022, it was virtual also, but it was pre-recorded in Manchester. So which location is your favorite and why? Go Gio first, this one.
I think wherever they did that one under the Concorde in the hangar, I think that was dope. Like, it's hard to top that.
Answer.
I think that was Manchester.
I was jealous. I'm like, y'all under a Concorde. If y'all don't know what a Concorde is, like that's the fastest airliner in the world. They shut them down. That thing goes supersonic. And I think it just fit the setting of Star Citizen so well. And hopefully one day we do it over 890, under 890 one day.
and so someone should tell me in chat what year that was. I want to say that was Manchester, but I'm not. I'm pretty sure that was 2015.
I want to say it was 2015. I remember being so effing jealous of that location. Like that, you totally stole that from me, man.
Bro, yeah, it was so early on. Yeah, I remember it was early on.
It was so epic too.
So and in background, some people in Twitch, and this goes live on Twitch and YouTube, I believe. But Twitch chat was going. Some people were saying, giving conspiracy theories like, "Oh, that Concorde isn't real," or saying like they spent money on a Concorde. This is where our backup money is going. So there was a whole bunch of stuff about that Concorde. I can see why that was the only year they did that. So I'm pretty sure the negative feedback they got is probably why. This is why we can't have nice things, right?
Those are the same people who think the doors in the LA office that that came out the back of money. Those are the same dummies who don't research. Like, hey, they bought a fold-up door.
No, it was just paint mostly and automatic doors. But yeah. All right. So Nighthawk, you're giving the same answer, correct?
I got to give a different answer. It's not fair to stick with the same thing. My second choice would have to be I think it was the Austin Convention Center. It was the year that they had all those food trucks show up, and they had all the
2018.
food that was themed it like within Star City. So they had like the Big Bennies and all that stuff. I thought that was phenomenal.
Yeah,
and I was like,
people
why
actually
didn't
able
they have
to get
that
a
in
Big Benny
2016?
box from 2018. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
And you stole my answer. So, yeah, Austin 2018. That's my answer.
Oh, we just stealing from each other, huh?
Great minds.
Hey, to be honest,
It's fine because we went long, so these will go by quickly. So hopefully that'll make up some time. So, yeah.
it was a nice
2018 for
upgrade,
me.
though.
What?
It was a nice upgrade from the 2016 one that we went
Yeah,
to.
it
I'm like,
was.
wow, nice room and the way it's set up. It was a nice place for sure.
And, double the people from 2016. So, yeah, it's up 750 to 1750. So, yeah.
Did they end up selling out all those tickets for 2018? I forgot. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
man.
if they
Yeah.
did. They did?
Yeah, but
Okay.
matter of fact, they had, okay, so, we should have come this early, but I forgot. In 2018, there's a lot of people who bought tickets and didn't need tickets, so they got a refund and people CID were able to put that back into the sale. And thank you for the subscription, Pramster, appreciate it. So later on, I don't know if it disclosed or undisclosed, but more tickets became available, so people could buy them. So even if you don't get a chance to buy them in 2 weeks, you may have a chance to buy them later on because people change their mind. But they did. They all did sell out. Okay, so question number 8. What was your favorite ship to premiere at the CitizenCon and why? So I'm going to go through the list. 2013, you had the Gladiator, Retaliator, and Hornet variant. 2014, you had the Cutlass variant and the 890 jump, and the 890 jump was $600 back then. 2015, you had the Squadron 42 Monitor, but you had the Crucible, but it wasn't released until the anniversary sale. So I couldn't find a ship that was sold at 2015 CitizenCon, but I'm counting the Crucible because it was so close. But the Crucible originally sold for $350. In 2016, you had the Polaris for $750. In 2017, you had the Pioneer for $850. And you also had the Saber Raven, which was the Intel promo. And that was 2017. In 2018, you had the Kraken for $1650 and the Valkyrie for $375. 2019, you had the Pisces for $45. The Mole for $315. I forgot it was that expensive. And the Kraken Privateer for $2,000. These are all RSI prices. These are not RSI credit prices. These are not war bond prices. So that was 2019. 2020, you had the Nomad and the Perseus, but that was again IAE for the Perseus. So I'm kind of not because they were so close together. 2021, you had the Liberator for $575 and the 400i for $250, and that was 2021. And in 2022, last year, they had the STV for $40. So let me hit up Zale for this one. Nighthawk, who was your favorite ship to premiere at the CitizenCon and why?
So I actually came up with 2 answers because my first answer is the Crucible, but like you said, it didn't actually release until for purchase until after CitizenCon came and went. But I flippin' love the Crucible. The fact that it's got the rotating bridge and the 4 decks, and it's got the maintenance workshop that can detach and all this other stuff. Like, I upgraded my original pledge package from Constellation to the Crucible, and it's still sitting there. But for actually something that was sold at CitizenCon, it was the original Kraken release. Like, not only because of the presentation and just the fact that they were finally giving us like a proper carrier akin to what we have modern day aircraft carrier wise. But to be supplemented by that JRDF model that everyone kept walking around and streaming and taking pictures of is so impactful. It was really good.
Trying to hide the window, but for some reason something else coming up, so having an exploit problem. But yeah, so I have the ship on the screen, so hopefully people can see it. Let me move it around real quick so people can get a better look at it. Oh, that's why. Okay. was a lag. So I'll fix that in a moment. But Gio, how about you?
The STV and the UTV, obviously. No, I'm just playing. Zale took mine. I was going to say the Kraken, but I had to back up because that model, like he said, the trailer was cool, but actually going afterwards to go look at that thing and see like the different little things that it can do that you couldn't see in the trailer. Like you see like the little forklifts and like the different ships, what ships could go on there. It was
they even
like
had dragonflies in the Dragonfly Bay.
Bro, it was beautiful. I was like, I want to take this and just put it in my house. I have no room for it, but I'll find something for. I want it. I want to make swishy sounds with it. But I guess my other one I would have to go to is the it's on the screen, Pioneer. I like how they use the Matthew McConaughey type character. Elon,
that was good.
Matthew McConaughey. I think he had the coolest presentation of a ship, and then we get to do base building, introduce base building, even though we don't have that yet. But I think that was just like that was the ship presentation that sold me like, hey, this thing could be a real thing. The way they sold it.
Yeah, for me, Gio stole my answer. The Pioneer had a great commercial. The Matthew McConaughey look-alike, sound-alike. Matthew McConaughey sounded like really sold it for me. I haven't bought any ships from CitizenCon. I did buy the Nomad, but that was more of its LCI token more than anything. And I did buy STV as an LCI token. So as far as keeping any of the CitizenCon ship, I haven't done anything. A lot of people bought the Polaris in 2016 and still have it. A lot of people bought the Pioneer in 2017 and still have it. So yeah, I mean, and I guess I have to say the Kraken Privateer because it's a marketplace, but it's too expensive and too big for me, especially compared to a BMM. So if I were able to upgrade to a Kraken Privateer somehow, and that would be a pick for me. But yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. All right. So I'm going to go to the next question. Are you expecting to buy a ship or vehicle announced at this year's CitizenCon? Now I'll start with Gio. Are you expecting to buy any ship from CitizenCon this year?
I'm trying to go cold turkey on buying ships. I ain't gonna lie. But if I do, I usually wait till when I come back home. I know people are whipping out their phones, buying the players right there. I'm like, hey man, I ain't got that type of money right now, so I get back home. But yeah, I usually wait till afterwards, a week or two, to buy a ship. I really don't plan on buying too many more ships. I got a lot of crypto to buy, get ready for this bull run, so I need to chill out.
Okay, so there's the second part for Gio. The second part to this question is, what would change your mind about that, though?
What would change my mind is absolutely a fishing ship. If they come out and I can get me a fishing boat / ship that lands on water and fish, I am throwing whatever I got at it. I can tell you that right now. I'll throw my whole wallet at the whole bank.
You're not alone. Miles said the same thing. He wanted a fishing ship too. I'm looking at you. I'm giving you the side eye because that's the first time I heard of fishing ship. I mean, it's an 890. Well, okay, 890 is a yacht, but you could use it for fishing if you wanted to. But
yeah, like we got all these rivers and all this cool water tech. You know what I'm saying? We got all the cool water tech and river stuff. Let's use it. I want some fishing stuff. Like I know people are gonna say, "Hey, feature creep, man," but I think that'd be cool and add stuff to the game, add food and all the other cool stuff. If you ain't got the right equipment to bring with you, could just go fish and cook up some fish, man.
All right. Okay, Nighthawk. Are you expecting to buy a ship or vehicle announced this year at the event?
I'm not expecting to, but I've already melted a couple things to have store credit on hand in case.
All right. And what would change your mind? Like, what would cause you not to buy any ship?
What would cause me not to buy a ship?
Yeah.
I mean, if nothing strikes my fancy, it sounds pretty simple, but a lot of times, I'm sold either on an aesthetic or a potential role, and it kind of goes hand in hand with what Gio was saying before. I'm still waiting on my spaceship food truck. So
Yeah,
what up?
that's always been yeah. So you got fishing truck on one hand and a food truck on the other.
Yeah.
Hey, we need some space Uber. Come on, man.
Bro,
yeah,
you remember they did the April
storyline
Fool's
yeah.
Big Benny delivery? What
Yeah,
was that? The
I remember
Reliance?
that. Yeah, that was
I'm still
quite a few
waiting.
years ago. But yeah, April
Be like them
Fool's
little
Day, very
Domino's
beginning.
cars. Let me just drop off pizza
Right?
and food. That'd be hilarious.
There'd be
All
some
right, so-
interesting interactions for mission pickups.
Okay,
Especially
so
when you're
for
broke.
Me, yeah, for me, I am not expecting to buy any ship this year. But what would change my mind if it's another or something that I can use in my fleet, like something that can go along with my Endeavor or Burning Instrument? Because I was interested in the Odyssey of was that 2 years ago? No, the Galaxy came out last year, so the Odyssey was the year before that. I was interested in the Odyssey as a refining ship for my BMM and my Endeavor, but it didn't quite work out that way. Plus, it was $700, so that's quite expensive to add another big expensive ship to my fleet. So I'm not expecting to buy anything, but if you have something that can work with my game plan of being a marketeer and manufacturing, that could change my mind. Depends on the price, obviously. All right. So question 11. What are you hoping for at this year at CitizenCon? What are you hoping to see? What are you hoping to do at this year's CitizenCon? Start with Nighthawk.
Well, Gio already touched on the big one for me, being that it's a 2-day event. Like I'm really hoping that they're making enough room so that they're giving us information on both Star Citizen and Squadron 42. Like I don't want to let my hopes outbound the potential reality of where they are with Squadron 42, but I feel like there's been enough radio silence over the last few years that we're kind of due for another something, you know.
BBG, thank you for the bitch. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, so
sorry,
Gio,
I
how
gotta
about
step
you?
away for just a second.
Okay. Gio, what are you hoping for at this year's CitizenCon?
I know a lot of people say, "Oh, people say this every year." I haven't been. When COVID hit, I knew everything was going to slow down. I don't know why CIG didn't say COVID didn't affect them, because it even affected companies like EA with Battlefield and games like that. But we've been on the back burner with Squadron 42 stuff. Barely hearing nothing about it. We just heard Starfield's coming out in September. E3 got canceled. It's time to bring the heat for Squadron 42. This is the time. You have this big ass expo center that you're gonna do it at. You're probably gonna bring out some stars of the game. Just think if they bring out Mark Hamill to talk about some stuff.
Stealing my answer, man. You're stealing my answer. Go ahead.
Hey man, mind trick reading your mind, man. I think they're gonna bring out some stars. This is their biggest venue, I think, up to date. You got to bring the heat, and you could put a release date on it, 2024. And maybe end of 2024. Like, hey, this is the date we got. I think they're pretty much. I got a feeling they're almost there. On that, and then the second part, one of the other days, I think they're going to talk about what's the last piece we need with server meshing.
Oh yeah, server meshing, persistent streaming, all that good stuff. ICAST, yeah.
And now they're not probably going to put a date on that, but I think they're going to go real into depth with that and what it's going to help with the PU in the future. And I'm guessing 2024 Squadron 42, 2025 PU. Everything's going to be done with the PU. That's my guess. I'm going end of 2025 though. I think because once you get Squadron 42 out the door, which I think it'll probably drop maybe like a March, April timeline where really ain't that many games out. I think that'd be a steal for them to get a lot of attention. Put Squadron 42 out, get people talking about it, and people are going to be done playing Starfield probably by then, or midfield. So once that come out and they see all the hard work that this studio put in, it's going to generate a lot more money for the PU as well. So that's my expectations.
Okay. For me, what am I hoping for at this year's CitizenCon? Like you said, I'm hoping to see like some of the stars from Squadron 42, Gillian Anderson, Mark Hamill, Gary Oldman, what have you, because it's in LA. That's where the actors typically live. Some of them may live in Europe, but you could bring them over for a 2-day event. Hoping to see some of them. I'm not well. I'm going to get into that in the next question, but yeah, I don't expect them to give any dates or anything like that. But we shall see about that. I'm also expecting, this is a 2-day event. I'm expecting the what is that thing? The evening thing that they talked about for the ticket. Sorry, trying to find the information again. The exclusive after party. The exclusive after party. Maybe we shall see a star or two at the exclusive after party. Who knows? Maybe. So yeah.
Wait, that's included in the premium ticket?
Yep.
The premium ticket get the exclusive access to the after party. The normal ticket do not.
So we don't have to pay for a separate ticket like we used to back in the day for like the parties, or is that going to be something else?
Right.
Okay.
No,
well,
it's
that kind of justifies it more than having that high price tag, because you would have to buy the bar citizen separately or the party
ticket, and then the CitizenCon ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't get the tripping on the price then. If you get a party included,
it's been 4
you have
years,
to pay for
people
that
forget, or you got new people in the community who never been.
Hey man, it's gonna be lit. You don't want to miss this. 3 years of no CitizenCons is built up. Like I remember when I went to one of my music festivals. It was so crazy because people have been locked up for COVID. People are gonna want to come out, have fun, and have a blast. And I know CIG knows that, and they want to go hard for their first one coming back after 3 years. So I think they're going to bring the heat. I think it's going to be well worth the $300 price tag.
And something else I'm hoping for is that they have how they did the cosplay and the manufactured cosplay in 2018. I'm hoping they bring that back. But in addition to that, I'm hoping to have a Jimmy in the cosplay with the helmet, a guy who walks around, he doesn't talk. I'm hoping to have a Jimmy walking around. So that'd be a great opportunity to take selfies and pictures with a live Jimmy at CitizenCon. So that's my hope.
That would be so good.
Oh yeah, or some UEE Navy people walking around. I think that'd be cool too. Like they're trying to recruit you, and you can take pictures with them. They walk around like the stormtroopers.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember the recruitment booth. I remember them like walking around with like.
No. They didn't walk around, but you could take pictures of them at the booth. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah. All right. So, next question is, what do you expect will actually happen? We just gave a hope. What do you expect will actually happen? So, I'm gonna go with Gio first on this one. What do you expect to happen as opposed to your hope?
I still think actually they're going to talk about Squadron 42 for sure. It's time. It's been hush hush. All the stars just align for it to happen this year. It feels like in my heart. It just in LA. You got the biggest convention center. We was on lockdown. Bring the heat. Bring it. This is the time right now to step on Starfield's neck. Do it.
Why? Why? Oh, by the way, people, if you want to ask questions, we have a Q&A coming up. So go ahead and ask questions using the Eclipse token below. So, Nighthawk, what do you expect will happen? You gave us your hope. What do you expect will happen this year, CitizenCon?
So I'd like to take a more reserved approach to actual. They're going to talk about progress, and I just leave it at that, right? Because we don't know if it's going to be solely Star Citizen focus or if it's going to include Squadron 42, and to allow myself to build up too much hope about hearing, let's say, Squadron 42 news. I think that lends to potential disappointment, and I don't want to set myself up for that. So instead, I just repeatedly tell myself, like, they're going to tell me what they've been doing for the last year. They're going to tell me about some new tech thing that they haven't discussed before, some new tool set that they were designing in the background, right? Like the little things are the things that I try to focus my mind on, so that when when they do come out with things like, oh, and by the way, here's a whole day of Squadron 42 information. Then I'm allowed to get really excited because they're giving it to me in the moment. I don't want to raise my expectations too high.
All right. I already got your answer on this one, correct? Because you're expecting, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Squadron 42, and what I'm not expecting is them not to show us stuff in the future no more like we did in 2016. I think they're pretty much done showing stuff in the future, unfortunately. I used to love stuff like that, but they don't do that. They're just going to show kind of where we're at now, which is why I didn't really care for 2018 presentation that much.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm expecting them to show what they have planned, like give an updated roadmap, because like in 2016 they had like roadmap for different quarters or different releases. I'm expecting them to go farther in the future, because I know that they pull back on the roadmap on the site. Well, I'm expecting them to go and say, okay, so like 3.0, 3.1, or maybe 4.0 for 4.1, what they have planned. That's what I'm expecting.
Well, let's look at that. What year was that? Was that 2019 where they showed?
I want to say 2018 they did that. Or 2016 and 20. I was there physically when they gave like a step-by-step thing.
No, that was back then. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they did that, but they're starting to tone back on that because people were complaining that it was so far ahead. That's not what you're really getting. So over the years, they've been toning it back to like, hey, this is kind of more in the near future. Hey, space worms, it still ain't here. It's 2023. We told you guys in 2016. It's more like, hey, here's the 400i, and here's like a little base that you can go to on what's the place we're going to? Nyx. It was like more in the near future.
Pyro, yeah.
Pyro, yeah, I get mixed up. Yeah, but they said that themselves, that they're kind of toning back, like showing way out in the future, try to manage expectations better.
All right, so with that in mind, could we speculate that maybe if they are showing us near future gameplay, we might get to see like fire propagation and dealing with those situations? I don't know if they'll do that
at the CitizenCon. That feels more like an ISC kind of thing for me, because they didn't fire propagation over ISC before.
Well, I don't know. I think Zale's onto something, because if you think about that, what's that system with the engineers and the crews and stuff?
Yeah, I was going to say, because they got the relay systems coming online. They've got salvage coming online. And if you look at salvage in reverse, technically that's the 0 tier of repair as well. So like there's a lot of gameplay potential, and we have no idea what gameplay loops they've been developing quietly behind the Squadron 42 wall. So everything is an opportunity for them to say, oh yeah, we've been working on this thing. Like they just dropped the update for the Hull C and talking about all of the technical hurdles that they had to go through to be able to get us to the point where finally 320, it's here. I can take it out of my buyback now. But it's like those are near future things that can show off gameplay loops that may be not at a full tier 0 level, but they're functional enough that, hey, in the near future, once X, Y, and Z are in place, this is going to be working.
Okay,
I think this would be the right place for them to be doing stuff like that. And I think they need to be doing stuff like that, because we've seen less of it in like ISC. Like
back in the day, they shortened the ISC, but yeah. But
think about how much they used to do that stuff.
So
sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So I want to say that. So yeah, I expect them to give a more detailed roadmap, but we shall see. I'm expecting more details about Pyro. I'm expecting another ship sale. I'm expecting the after, not the after party. I keep forgetting what they're calling it. The premium. The exclusive after party to be lit, as Gio may say. So yeah, those are my expectations for this year's CitizenCon. As far as what kind of ship sale there'll be, who knows? I'll take that's the question, so we'll have a chance to talk about it. We have 2 more questions that I'm hopefully we can get through these quickly. So we talk about what we expect. So I changed the order. So next question is, What recommendation would you give to those attending CitizenCon? Name 2 or 3. Like you saw the example I gave on the spreadsheet, but what recommendations would you give to those people attending CitizenCon? I'm going to go with Nighthawk on first with this one.
Yeah, sure. I think the first thing would be we're in Los Angeles this year, so mitigate costs wherever possible. Maybe instead of eating fast food, find a local grocer. Maybe
Where are you going to cook it?
if you got, say again.
Where would you cook it?
Airbnb,
What?
if you get one.
Yeah, if you got
Airbnb.
Airbnb. But that leads into my next thing. If you got friends in the local area, I'm hosting Athagen. He's flying in from Australia. He'll be staying in my house with us for a week, and that's a great way for him to be able to save some money. And I know that a lot of other people were doing that in 2016 to try and mitigate the costs. So those are just a couple of examples, but definitely try and mitigate your costs wherever you can. Los Angeles is an extremely expensive place, and they try to pinch a penny out of you for everything. Driving down the street, parking, farting, it doesn't matter. So mitigate it. And then going off the tails of that, I think the next thing would be if you are in a position where you have the possibility to be hosted by someone else, be considerate of them. It's their space, it's their home. I'm not saying, don't be yourself, but I heard a couple of horror stories coming out of 2016 where people felt a little too much at home and not enough like a guest. So just be aware of that, right?
Oh yeah,
you're stepping into someone else's private space.
Griffey told me some stories too with 2018 and stuff. Yeah, you ain't lying. That happened on all of them so far, from what I heard.
All right, so go along with that, Gio, what are your recommendations for people attending CitizenCon? Name 2 or 3, or
get some good walking shoes on. And make sure you have a good amount of money on you, especially going to LA. Like Nighthawk said, try to have a decent amount of money on you. Make plans early. I had my hotel booked like 2 months ago. We're supposed to be taking the Amtrak, but I don't know if we're going to do that now because of the extra day. So I got to see how that's going to go. I really want to make it a Soul Train.
Okay, we'll talk about it after that, but yeah, we'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, so just make sure you got your arrangements, car rental. If you could chip on with buddies, make sure it's some good friends that know they're good for it, and not flaking and acting too damn crazy. Get you Airbnbs. I seen someone get like a mansion a couple years ago. It's like a stream team. Everyone put on, and they were living it up in that bad boy. So you can have a fun time with it and spend cheaper money than a hotel. So.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry, but I was typing up my answer because you made me remember something that I wanted to bring up. But for me, you mentioned money. I started saving back in February, but I don't really have it. I'm trying to have more than enough money to travel. Put it that way. So you don't want to just have just enough money. You want to have more money in case, because you never know if you have an emergency. People may have a mess up. You have to wash your clothes and stuff like that. So you want to have extra money over, like Gio said. Myself, I'm trying to be healthy. I'm going to bring in and wearing masks, but I know they don't have a mask thing anymore, but that's just for me, for my peace of mind and people around me. People, make sure you shower every day. Don't be one of those people who don't shower. Just have good hygiene. I know you're adult, but people don't do that. So I have to say, just make sure you take care of yourself. Wet wipes. Bring wet wipes so that if you don't have, if you can't wash your hands or whatever, bring wet wipe. I know Jade, but it has to be said. I'm sorry.
Wash your ass. You ain't never lied. And this is not just a gamer nerd problem. They do this at music festivals too. It's just like they act like
it's a convention thing. Yeah,
it's like we're cavemen and we don't have no access to soap or a Walgreens. Like, bro, this dial, they never run out of soap. Like, come on, there's no excuse for that. Damn. You ain't never lied, fast car. Wash your ass. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. Okay, but here's an important thing also. Make sure make sure your license or ID hasn't expired before you travel. Because the last thing you want to do is show up to the airport and you can't get on the plane because you have an expired ID. So make sure your papers or whatever are updated and you don't have to worry about that. Gio is going to check right now.
That's actually a really good point. Because I know out here in California for domestic travel, they're after September they're going to start requiring the government issued real IDs.
Yeah.
So definitely make sure that you've updated your stuff.
And last thing I'll say, I know I said 2 or 3, but these are important things. If you have accessibility issues like I do, put in a ticket with CIG to let them know. Because when you do that, they'll typically let you like hang out in front of the line, in front of people, so that you can get it easier. You don't have to walk as far and what have you. So if you have accessibility issues, put in the ticket with CIG to let them know ahead of time. And with that, those are the recommendations.
That's a really good point. If I could just add to that from the volunteers' perspective, they actually it's really beneficial to the staff to have that list and to be prepared to accommodate everyone for their needs. So even though the venue itself is required to have certain accommodations, it's really important to give the staff the opportunity to prepare so that they can accommodate you as well, regardless of the venue.
No. But you might be still looking for his ID, I guess. But I think those are the okay. So you have one last question before we get to the Q&A. Okay, we're doing well on time. So you're going to go with Nighthawk for this one first. Last question before we get to Q&A. What would you recommend backers attend the event? Or why not? Would you recommend people go to CitizenCon?
Yeah, I mean, outside of the context of cost, the answer is a solid yes. Like, this is the kind of experience any fan of Star Citizen deserves to have the chance to experience, to participate in, to benefit from, because it's not just about ingesting whatever it is that the devs are providing us. There's so much community interaction going on. There's so much camaraderie that's built up from being physically at events like this, that, I mean, like, Gio and I haven't talked since like 2017, and it's like yesterday, you know. It matters. It makes a difference, and it's absolutely worth it.
Cool. So Gio, would you recommend backers or players attend CitizenCon? Why or why not?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I said, some of the people you meet are some of the coolest people you ever meet in your life. These are not like the Spectrum trolls and the crybaby content creators you see all the goddamn time. These people who come are just like awesome, want to talk about the game, have fun. It's just a great time talking to the devs, getting to see how the sauce is made. If you're lucky enough to go on a tour, 'cause I know I was asking questions with stuff to help me understand the game. That's why with me, I don't get that salty about certain things, because I ask for myself and talk to the devs and see how long it takes and the process, and I get a better understanding of it. So if you can do an office tour and go talk to the devs, do it. You get better clarity with the game. And like I said, it's always fun to hang out with your friends that you finally get to meet in real life. I always think that's awesome. And like every time I've been to a bar, Citizen, people just always buy me drinks. Like, hey, I'm like, bro, stop buying me drinks. Like, I appreciate that. You get me drunk every time. That's always the funnest part to me, just hanging out with the community to me, man. It's not even about the presentation to me anymore, in my opinion, for myself. I just like hanging out with everybody and have a good blasted time.
Yeah, I agree with Gio. Gio, again, once you stole my answer, like, would I recommend backers or players to attend the event? Yes, I do. Just specifically, the same similar reason for what Gio said. It's great to meet people, and you see all the people in chat, but to put a face to the name, and like I'm not gonna call up specific people in the chat because I have to go through all of them. But people in social in chat, I'm looking forward to meeting y'all and putting faces to names. So exactly what Gio said. Gio, you stepped out. You check to see if your ID or license was up to date. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Hey, man, I was expired. I had to make sure I was good, man, so I get to the door. As soon as you said, I had to pat my pockets.
So yeah, I do recommend people attend the event. But yeah, so that is last question. I'm gonna go to the Q&A, then we're gonna talk about the fundraiser again, and then we're gonna end the show. So first question is from New Soul, Fifth Face, I believe. Those citizens said there will be the after party. How long do you think the after party will go till? 4 a.m. in the morning. Also, will FC be DJing? No to the last question. But so yeah, Gio, let's go with you. How long do you think the after party will go for?
Ooh, that's weird. Cause see, I'm so used to the parties being like the day before CitizenCon. This time it's an after party. So to be honest, I have no clue. Usually the bar citizens go until like what, 2, 3. Like 2 1 a.m. Yeah. And then that's when they're officially supposed to end. But then people stick around, hang out at the bar.
Not just at the bar. Yeah. They step outside and the sidewalk.
Is standing on the sidewalk right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Then we flood the streets. Yeah. So now is the after party on the Sunday or the Saturday?
I'm looking that up now. It says exclusive after party on Sunday night.
Okay, so they're probably not going to get too turned because a lot of people are going home the next day. So it might be like a 1 o'clock party. I thought it was going to be on Saturday. I don't think it's going to get that turned.
I don't know.
That Monday after, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't know, what do you think?
I mean, thinking back to 2016, there were a lot of people that stuck around for a day, 2 days, even as much as a week after the event. And I mean, we had community stuff going on. I remember having lunch with people like 2 days after the thing was over and people had gone home, and like they were still doing studio tours 2 days after the event, and it's possible that this after party could go till they shut the place down. And then just spill out onto the street or to some tertiary location.
You're going to the answer that I was going to give. I'd say officially, I think the after party will probably end at 1 a.m. or maybe 2 a.m. whenever they shut down. Unofficially, it'll go until sunrise. Sunrise. People go home, take a shower, take a quick nap, and go back out again. That's why I think of it. So,
as a community, it never ends.
Y'all got to keep in mind though, those were one day events. This is a 2-day event. So we're going to be stretching here.
Like I'm going to be sleeping on my sleep on a flight over because that's a 6-hour flight. So I'll be sleeping on a flight. So I'm going to be rested no matter that. I'm talking for myself.
You ain't lying because I will not be getting probably no rest while I'm here. I'm going to be partying the whole time.
Right.
I'm
going to be rested. Yeah.
I'm stressing how I'm going to keep up with my schoolwork around the event because I'm trying to hit up as many of the community things around it since I won't physically be there. So that's going to be interesting.
So next question is from Simpasta. Do you think CID will drop a new ship, and if so, what type? We talked about that a little bit.
For sure.
So yeah, I go with Gio this time. Do you think CID will drop a new ship, and what type?
Absolutely, I think they're going to drop a capital this time. They're going to have a lot. They're going to have a lot of eyes on them. They're like, hey, y'all, here's Squadron 42. By the way, here's a new capital ship. $500-$600 while you're here. Go ahead and grab it, type thing.
All right.
And I don't know if they're going to do something special like the players. I remember one time if you bought the players during the event, you got like a name tag or something for it. I forgot how that went.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't give it there. I'm getting it next week.
Name tag. That's a good suggestion. Name tag for put your name on your shirt so people can identify you. That's a good suggestion.
Ooh, that is.
Nighthawk. Do you think CID will drop a new ship, and what type?
I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped at least 2 ships, and my speculation is based on the fact that we haven't seen a large scale ship. Like when I say large scale, I mean like closer to capital class or into capital class in at least 3 or 4 years. So I think it's possible that we might see another in the range of a capital class ship. But every time that they do have a capital class ship, they always bring in something smaller that's more easily attainable. You don't have to be one of the. Do we still call them whales? You don't have to be a whale to get one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm expecting that they'll probably drop 2 ships. One more accessible, like $40, $50, $60, and one more expensive, like maybe $700 or more. I'm not expecting like a capital, but maybe something like Galaxy or not Orion, Galaxy Polaris side, something like that.
Didn't they do like 3 1 year? It was like the Valkyrie.
Yeah, you saw the list. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did like 3 in one year. I'm like, damn.
I don't think they're going to do
the options.
I'm not expecting them to do that this year, but we'll see.
Well, you got to think one's going to be flyable because they like kind of dropping flyable ships now. Maybe one concept, or maybe 2 flyable and 1 concept.
Oh, we do know that they have one unannounced ship that's in production.
They're going to do land claims again.
Oh, you think so? Oh, because we haven't seen those in a while.
We haven't seen them in a while, and they were just recently giving us updates on the homestead modules, and they're prepping for Pyro. So this would be another opportunity to try and get more of those land claims out there, because if enough of us have land claims, the sooner we have enough people to have a test base, why would they not want to put it in and start testing that? The sooner they start testing, the more bugs they fix.
GoMap says capital ships add 5 years. Add 5 years to development. So I mean, typically they say that they want ships for Squadron 42. So maybe 1 or 2 ships, maybe 1 or both ships. And my guess, if they drop 2 ships, 1 of them will be for Squadron 42, and 1 of them will be something else. But we'll see. That's my guess. Next question is from Wander04. How large is the venue and how much walking is involved? I walk slowly with a cane, worried that it might be too much for me. That is a legit question. I think I can, address this. Like I said before, put in a ticket for CIG if you have accessibility issues, so they can put you up front so you don't have to walk too far. How large is the venue? It's big, but I'm hoping that I don't think we'll take up the whole convention center. We talked about that before. Maybe 1 section or maybe 2 sections.
Is it okay if I drop a link in the chat? Just a link for the LA Convention Center.
Okay. Give it to me and I can drop it in the chat for you. I don't think you have things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy you say that because I just looked at it on Google Maps. I'm like, damn, this convention center is
huge. It's huge.
So, like I said, I think
it makes the stadium next door look small.
2, yeah.
Huge.
Oh my God. So yeah, like I said, just put in the ticket for CIG. They could help you out. So the next question is Big Black Gaming. Will Chris Roberts press a button and make something go live at the end of this year's event? Ooh. Yeah, they typically do something like one last thing. So yeah, Gio, what do you think?
That would be dope for them to drop server meshing during this, but I don't think that's going to happen. Unless they were like somehow they were polishing it under the radar real well, and then server mesh like, by the way, guys, live server meshing. That's the only thing I can see them drop open. That'd be awesome, but. I don't know.
How about you, Nighthawk?
I mean, I'm thinking 320 introduction of the Hull C, new cargo system. Does that mean that we're going to start seeing some of the new economy? Are we going to start seeing the quanta in play? Are we going to start seeing players affecting change on a dynamic economy? That would be really interesting. That's something that we've known about for a number of years now. So it'd be great to see that finally brought into actuation, at least at our level. I know they've been messing with it for a while behind the scenes, but give it to us, put it in our hands, let us mess with it.
By the way, Nighthawk, did you send me the link in Discord that you wanted to drop?
Let me see. Did it not go through?
Okay, but I'll give my answer while you're looking at it.
Oh, there it goes.
We'll see y'all push the button and something go live at the end of this year. Last year they did the STV and then they had the STV racing. I could see them doing something similar or maybe bigger on scale this year. The question is whether or not they'll have something on Saturday and Sunday, or just on Sunday, or just on Saturday. So who knows? But I think they probably will have something like one more thing, and then something will happen. This is the link for the LA Convention Center, so you can look at the map and get an idea of how big things are. Like I said, I think we'll probably do section A and B, maybe. Just my guess, nothing official. I don't know anything about that. Just my thing. If not, just one section.
You know what? I changed my answer. I think they're going to drop Theater of Wars at.
Oh my God! Back to that.
I think
because look, being serious.
Look, because the last episode, they're setting up the Arena Commander stuff, right? You could see, what was that? Well, maybe 2 episodes now.
Yeah,
they were setting up all the Arena Commander stuff and getting that in place. So now, getting closer to server mesh, and they're probably going to release it during CitizenCon. I think it might be a thing because they've been hush about it and haven't said nothing about it, and probably waiting to save the below their load at CitCon. You heard it here, folks.
It's good speculation.
And there go our monetization. So thank you for that. All right, this is the last question from Jay Starwatcher. What non-studio city would you want to see a CitizenCon in? Ooh, so
good
like
question.
They have studios in LA, Austin, Frankfurt, Manchester, Montreal. So what non-studio city would you want to see a CitizenCon in? Let's start with a Nighthawk for that one.
I've got 2, and I can't decide which one I'd want to see more.
Oh, just too quickly, then.
Okay, I'd like to see one in Seoul, Korea, and I'd like to see one in either Melbourne or Sydney, Australia.
Okay. So, Subvegio, Gio?
I'm scared to go to Sydney. All them big ass spiders and stuff out there. So I don't know if I can make that one.
You called out a knife. This is a knife.
Okay, so I got 2 too. So technically, one, it's not gonna be on land. I want it on a damn cruise. I seen a crypto cruise they did a while ago. I think that'd be so cool. It'd be 890 themed. I don't think we would have enough people to go on that boat though just yet. But I think a presentation on that and just getting immersed and having characters and aliens walk around on a cruise would be the coolest thing ever. And my second thing would be Las Vegas. Vegas conventions are always lit, and I always have a good time in Vegas. Yeah.
That's only like a 4-hour drive for me. I can do that.
Yeah.
One thing about the cruise, though, I can just see there's some kind of something going wrong on a cruise. I'm not too keen on going on the cruise.
I mean, as long as you don't jump for one thing. As long as you don't jump off the cruise doing dares that people tell you to jump off, you're good.
Be sure. But that's an idea. Like something like a Star Wars cruise, do a Star Citizen cruise, huh?
Oh man, hey, they got the Star Wars cruise, which I can't afford, so maybe I can afford the Star Citizen one.
All right, so what non-studio city would I want to see? New York City. I mean, it'll probably just be just as expensive as LA. Plus, it's only 4 hours away from me, so I'm being selfish here. So New York City for me.
New York, dead ass B.
What?
I said dead ass B. That's what I'm saying in New York.
Okay. I was wondering what you're going for that.
Word to mother.
Yeah, you'll fit into the player hater just fine, Gio. You'll fit into the player hater just fine. All right. So that's the end of the episode. I want to say thank you everyone for joining me. Nighthawk Jail, thanks for coming out of semi-retirement, coming out to talk about your experiences. I really appreciate you talking about what it's like to be a volunteer, because Gio and I didn't have that perspective, so that helped out a lot. And Gio,
it's my
thank you
pleasure
for
to share.
talking about your experience in there and being yourself.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Anytime.
So yes, we're doing a fundraiser. Did we go? Money to start? Oh, I gotta click on this thing. So we got okay. I don't think we got any money, but just for reminder, we're doing a fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We're having a St. Jude challenge from June 1st to October 22nd, which is CitizenCon weekend. At different tiers, we're doing a giveaway. We already done the soul gift package. At $1,000, we're giving away a Chairman Club package. At $2,000, we're giving away a UE Navy field jacket and UE Navy cap. $2,000, we're doing a 12-hour live stream featuring gameplay and special guests. $5,000, we're giving away a vending machine. At $7,500, we're giving away an Origin 890 jump. And $10,000, if we make it up to high, we're giving away an Endeavor Master Set. So please click the link that's in at the top of the Twitch channel. Jade, if you could grab that link from somewhere and put it in the chat, I appreciate it. Thank you. Or someone from a Soul Team member, I appreciate it. So yeah. Next scene. Okay, so our future show, hopefully it'll work. Probably quicker. Oh, there it goes. That's pretty giving me problems. All right, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, I sort of updated that because this is the last week that Griffin's away. But next week, Soul Voices will return Saturday. So Saturday 3 p.m. we have Soul Voices. That's where we talk one-on-one with the community about different stuff going on in the community. We talk about Spectrum, cover topic from Reddit, and sometimes something from the industry in general. That Griffin show. It's always fun. Check that out. Every Saturday, we have Podcast Saturday. That is Soul Voices starting at 3 p.m. and the After Pub starting at 6 p.m. and Relay Station starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's all Eastern, so convert that to your local time. Next Sunday, we'll be having another episode of Soul Citizen at this time right here. That's Sunday, June 25th at 8 p.m. Can Star Citizen fix Star Citizen? And that's where we talk about the developers or people who can program, who can code, give their thoughts about whether or not they can fix Star Citizen, make stuff happen, and make stuff progress faster. So that is next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, midnight UTC. So I think that's it. I didn't look to see who was ready. Oh yeah, I forgot about Thursday show. Sorry, don't have it up there. But we have Soul Talk on Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. UTC. That's where we cover stuff from Star Citizen Live, ISC, and other stuff that's going on in the week. That's more of a community gathering, talking about what's going on in the community during the week. Let me see if anyone is live so we can go on a manual raid. I don't think Griffin is here tonight.
He's on a flight back.
That's true, thank you. And Jay, thank you for posting that link. Appreciate it, thank you. Okay, yeah, let's go to Maiden Ariana. I'm going to put her link in chat real quick. Copy link address. We're doing a manual Soul Citizen raid. Maiden Ariana, to click the link and tell her that we sent you over. And with that, I think that's it. So thank everybody for watching, and peace, love, and soul. Bye, everybody.
Deuces.